All right, guys, welcome back. In today's version of I Fight People in RTA, we've got Barion. This will be a great match. I fought him a couple times and I get completely destroyed by him, but that's not the case this time. We actually get a competitive match. So let's take a look. We'll break down what's going on and hopefully learn a little bit more about the mindset of people at the very pinnacle of the game and maybe what you can kind of do to counter them. But let's just see. Let's just take a look. Ooh, here we go. All right, so I'm going to slow it down and speed it up at certain spots. We're watching a replay, so we're kind of looking again at the match. I was not recording at the time. So first pick goes to Barion. He picks Molong, which if you're first picking and you have a Molong, you're picking Molong. If you don't have Molong, you pick Ganny. I picked Ganny Vanessa into it because, like I said in the How to Fight G3's match, you got to outspeed. You got to at least, if not outspeed, you have to catch up in speed to these G3s because whereas my Molong's like 250, his Molong's probably 280, 290, and so I need that extra speed from the speed leader at all costs just to compete. So that's why I go speed leader there. All right, he goes Okeanos Sierra, so he also knows the value of being speedy. He picks a speed leader himself, and the Okeanos is the reset and the AoE crowd control. You can also assume that the Okeanos is on a very, very fast set of runes. That's generally true. Into that, I pick Perna Triana. The Vanessa Triana combo is very, very strong. We've talked about it a lot. But what I'm trying to do is put him into a choice of one of two undesirable choices. So let's talk about that a little bit more here in a second. He goes Yanhong Chao, and then I finish up with Helena. So let's talk about that. His Yanhong is sort of a no-brainer. It's one of the 2 or 3 best units in the game, if not the best. And then Chao is a direct counter to Perna and Vanessa. So when he picks Chao, looking at my board, he's probably thinking, I'm banning Ganny, and I'll fight Chao against Vanessa, Perna, Tiana. Or if I ban Chao, then I have to deal with all that other mess. So he's putting me to a choice that I don't want either. My last pick of Helena is sort of a response to his Okeanos, his Sierra. It's not the water monster. It's maybe not the best pick, but it's not a horrible fire pick into water because it doesn't take much damage, while it deals out quite a bit of damage. Additionally, I feel like you need to have 2 armor breakers in every comp to have a shot at getting a quick kill. If I did not bring another armor breaker with the Helena, he could ban my Vanessa, which would ban my armor break, which by banning Vanessa nerfs my Perna quite a bit. So I need to bring that second armor break threat. He's only got the 1 armor break in Molong, so that's probably not a bad ban there. But he's got a lot of other kind of long-term control sustain threats. So that's probably what he's thinking. Okay, so let's move on. So I ban out Yanhong because it's so much better than anything else. You have to ban it. If you see Yanhong or Ragdoll, you have to ban it. Gianna is a little bit iffy. You can ban it sometimes. Sometimes you can just kill it. But if you see a Yanhong or a Ragdoll, you have to ban it. Their win rate is so high, and their utility and just strength is game-breaking. So that's not even a choice for me. He bans out Helena, I think probably because of the reasons I discussed earlier. It brings the defense break. It can go infinite turns if it's non-violent, like a Diana. So it can be a greater threat than it looks like. So that's what we're looking at here. Now, what worked out is, I briefly touched on earlier, is I'm trying to put him to 2 undesirable choices and make him choose between the 2. So the first undesirable choice is Vanessa Triana. You don't want those 2 to go together, really. It's not Ganny Hathor bad, but it's double annoying, right? So he's like, I don't know. He probably lets it through because he's got the Oki, which is sort of a counter because you've got some reset there. And then the other choice he's put to is, do I let Perna through? Do I let Helena through? Like, he doesn't have a great choice here to ban. There's no obvious ban that, that's what counters my comp. Helena's probably the closest one, so that was probably why his ban went through there. So that's my general theory on pick ban. All right, let's move on. He gets his speed leader, I get my speed leader. So we're going to get to see who's fastest. That's always the most exciting part of every match. Turn 1. And it's my Ganny. So I was very excited here. Even if I lost, getting first turn against Barion is like, that's like the dream, it just feels good. I specifically ruined my Ganny for situations like this where if they don't have will, they get punished, Like, it's not as good as a violent Ganny, except in situations like this where you can lock down turn 1. So that's the situation. Now I'm looking at the bars. It's interesting to look at his speed bars. my units are all 10% faster because I've got the 10% roughly faster speed lead, but his Chow is not very fast, which will probably come into play later, but that means it's going to be crazy tanky and hard hitting and stuff like that. So let's move on. So we start off by sealing the Okeanos. We get the attack bar reduce on the Okeanos and the Chow, which is great. Not the Sierra, but that's okay. But we get rid of the Okeanos threat for a little bit. He goes with his second skill. He gets a single stun, not super lucky. I miss my defense break, but I'm still going over the Okeanos anyway. That's his biggest form of control, and so to me, that's my biggest threat, especially since I'm not elementally advantaged against it from any of my units, so I got to get rid of it right away while it's sort of weak in its weakened state. So that's my plan. I get lucky, a proc at a Perna and a stun. He is thinking the same thing with the Ganymede. He doesn't like what's going on there. And Ganymede with the Vanessa, Triana, Perna, it's gross. He can refresh any of those and get great results. So I think he's correct also. I use my second skill to unstun Ganny and get immunity. I redo Triana, so I'll have that second skill immunity available again. We're still working on that Okeanos. He just goes full reckless onto Vanessa here, which when you're fighting a Vanessa Triana, you got to choose one or the other. One thing to note is how much health that Molong still has. Definitely on Vamp. I think Barion's sort of notorious for his Vamp Molong, which makes it more of a solo type unit. He doesn't need to bring it with heal, and he just has godly Vamp runes. I don't have Vamp runes like that. So pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that Vamp Molong. All right, we're still on that Okeanos, hoping to get lucky here. He does not get a proc from Sierra, does not get a proc from Chow, so a little bit of unluck there. Unluck. All right, Okeanos throws it back. Unfortunate, but he's low enough where I think I'm okay. He gets the kill from the 3 hit of Molong, which in hindsight, maybe Triana was my best bet because he's got the 2 hitters from Sierra and Molong, but it's one of my best rune units, so I feel like I got to bring it. All right, we finally kill the Okeanos. He bombs the Triana, which is great for him. Gets the proc from Sierra. And then we start going to work on Sierra because that's who we've got elemental advantage against, and that's the problem. He misses the bomb, which is unfortunate. That would have probably been a kill for him. Brings her real low, misses the stun off the bomb. Molong gets a double stun off his turn 2, which is great. I mean, that's what you want. I start trying to sleep that Chow if I can, and then we're going to work. Chow's glancing, thank goodness, otherwise it would just murder my poor Triana. We get the third skill up again, we increase cooldown on the Molong, and get a full bar wipe, which is almost as important. That kind of cycles me a little bit faster. Still trying to put something to sleep, trying to heal up a little bit. Perna gets the stun, lovely. We refresh Triana, put the immunity back up. Get a little crit there, and Sierra's down. Now we're against the 2 water units. Trying to get one of them down here. Get a lucky sleep on that Chow. That's huge. Steals the turn, lets me work on the Molong a little bit. We get a crit on water from Perna. Kind of Perna's notorious for that sort of thing. We get the full bar wipe, and then we're just on the Chow here. So, I mean, this is pretty much at the point of being over with. We saw, I would say, a little bit worse luck for Barion than for me. I got a couple things that were pretty lucky, but it was just exciting to be able to hang with him. Like, every other time I've fought him, it's just been, I've gotten steamrolled, and I didn't even really know what was happening. So I'm feeling pretty good about my builds for this season. I think the fast Ganny is going to be great. If you face me and you see that fast Ganny, I've changed it. It's real slow now, so don't worry about it. Like, it's fine. It's real slow. You're not going to have to worry about it. But that's the first time I've ever beaten Barion, like in a straight up. Like, I feel like he gave it his all. Maybe, I don't know. And I gave it my all. So that was cool. I was pretty excited about that. So maybe that means we'll be in for better stuff this season, but we'll see. So thought you guys would enjoy the breakdown of one specific match, especially against a top player like Barion. So that's it. That's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.